When I set out to do our countdown to Christmas, my idea was to have super simple projects, videos that I could do in an hour, hour and a half, and have a 10 or 15 minute video out of it. But I've been getting a little bit carried away. I've been perhaps tackling projects that are a little overcomplicated, like our ball and cup toy we just did. They've been fun projects, but they're starting to get a little bit more involved, and I'm finding that I'm spending most of my day making one project and not getting anything else done. And while that's a lot of fun, and I enjoy that kind of time in the shop, sometimes we do need to do simpler projects. Another one of those projects that took way longer than it seems. This was only a 12-minute video to make this nice little ornamental punch or stamp that we can do something else with. By the time you forged it and annealed it and waited for it to cool and then come back, then deal with finishing, then hardening, then tempering and all that kind of stuff, this also turned into a fairly long day's project, even though the actual forge work on it was very short. But now that we have our decorative stamp, we can make one of those super simple projects. This project was suggested by Cypherian and Tommy B. Sexy. I don't know the guy, but I'll take his word for it. That project is just a simple little key fob or key tag. We're going to do a very simple little piece of steel and do some ornamental stamping. Other than that, there's very little forge work. We'll probably punch a hole in it so you can put it on your key ring though. So let's head over to the forge and we'll start by punching a hole and then we'll get on to some decorative stamp work. By the way, I'm starting with a piece of 1/4 by 3/4. This is 2 7/8 inches long because once again, it's just something out of the scrap pile. And of course, punching a hole looks the same in this as it does in anything else. Go till the punch bottom's out on the anvil. Line it up with the target mark in the back and punch. If you're lucky, you can punch all the way through right at the anvil. Otherwise, go over the Pritchell hole. The reason I would prefer not to here is oftentimes that leaves a little mark from the Pritchell hole. But since that's not clearing out, so we can just flatten that down. That leaves sort of a rough corner on here, and I think I'll just file that off later. So we just want to clean up that ragged bit there. I think I'll want to run a countersink in here before we're all done just to make that hole nice and smooth. But let's hot rasp these corners off so they're not sharp. Try and work upside down here so you can kind of see what's going on. Now the stamp we made is flower-like. Now because you might lose control of the thing or you might have to take another heat for some other reason, and because this stamp is not symmetrical, it's only going to go back in the impression correctly one way. There are 5 different ways you could do this. 4 are wrong, 1 is correct. So make sure you know how that's turned. It's a round tool. How do you know? Well, on this one, I've got a touch mark on one side, and I've got my steel type on another side, and I know when I started this that my thumb was right there where that stamp that says S7 was, and I know that the impression is upside down for me, so it's right side up for you, so I should be able to get that back in the right place. If you need to, make a pencil mark on one side of this that lines up with the top or the bottom of your piece. And by doing that, we should be able to get this back in. I like a nice deep impression. Yep, that feels like it fits. So I'm happy with that, and that's probably all we're actually going to do with that stamp we took all day yesterday to make. But we're going to do some more to the flower. So what I'm going to do is take a nice curved chisel that'll be easy to follow a line with, and I'm going to put a little stem on this. And this chisel will inscribe a bit of a curve if we want it to. Because of that curve shape, it doesn't engage too much. We can come in and put some little leaves and such. This is the kind of thing that I think simple is better. It would be real easy to get carried away with this. I actually ended up with a double strike there that I don't like. It's kind of distracting. And I think we can camouflage it. And really, I think that's about all the pattern needs. Really simple to do this kind of stuff. You could do this on bottle openers or candle dishes or that candy dish we did. You could do little flowers like this in each corner. Really quite simple to do. And you could make this punch in different sizes, and you could have a couple little tiny flowers down lower or whatever you want. I mean, lots of options here, lots of different styles of decorative punches. I think I'm going to lightly bevel the edges at this point. So I'm just going to do some real light beveling here. I thought about doing it before I did the impression, but wasn't sure it mattered that much. Now, because somebody may put this in their pocket, make sure you take the time to file, grind, or whatever, all the sharp spots off of it. I think a little bit of hammer texture kind of helps this out, otherwise it's a bit sterile. I'm going to real quick go over to the drill press as this cools, do that countersinking, then bring it right back. So that's pretty much all that. I'm going to heat it up one more time, give it another good wire brushing, and then we'll put some wax on it. This is something you might want to bronze brush or hand sand to bring out highlights. Just whatever you feel like you want to do with it. We're going to keep it super simple today. Just give it a good wire brushing. And as it cools, a little bit of Johnson's paste wax. That's still too hot. It should smoke, but only a little bit. A very light smoke is just what we want. Wipe off any excess. And let it cool before you put it in your pocket. Well, this definitely fits the definition of super simple. It almost seems too easy, but it's quite elegant, quite nice, and I think people would like to get these as gifts. Perhaps for your coworkers at work or stocking stuffers for your family. Make all of them a little bit different so everybody knows whose is whose. You could even stamp their name on the back with some letter stamps if you want to, or put an initial on there. Really, whatever you want to do, whatever decorative stamps you want to make or things you want to experiment with. Decorative stamping can be a lot of fun, lots of things you can do with it, lots of different styles of stamps, and we'll look at making some more decorative stamps in the future, and then maybe use those on some of our other projects. So this was another fun little project. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't done so already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. Then feel free to stick around, watch a few of the other videos, share the videos with your friends. If you'd like to support the channel financially, there are links down in the descriptions for Patreon and PayPal. Those are merely donations. The content is free and will remain free. But then make time in your day to get out to your shop, make something, even if it's something super simple. But do so safely, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.